Hello. Uh,
Hello.
Great timing. Great timing. Well, it's supposed to be quiet time. It won't even show me what was just said. It just rang.
You're not allowed. It's quiet time. Be quiet, Christian. Uh,
So, anyway, what I was going to say before that happened is that we are going to do this again. It's a thing where we music and also additionally art.
heck yeah.
That the outline of whatever that grid is going to be
Yeah.
looks like you're playing Battleship.
It does look like I'm playing Battleship. Maybe we should just play Battleship, the least chill time game ever.
The most yelling based
Actually,
game with pegs
Risk
and.
is the most yelling based game.
Oh boy. Yeah, it is. Can
uh,
you hear this?
yes.
Cool. In that case, yeah, we're good. I will arrange so that I can see that. And now, yeah. Oh, right, I forgot. I have to mute my mic every time I do this because you can hear the clacky keys.
Good old clacky keys. Clack-a-lackin'. So for reference, I've done a little art. I'm drawing flowers today. I did some sketchy sketching and some flower work, so we're just gonna fill this in. Hi, Philip. Oh, hi, Chris. Hi, Will.
Water time.
Clap, clap, clap.
My rhythm for this is now play until need water.
That is so fucking valid. Speaking of water, draw until need water.
Hydration.
Panda says this is making me remember that I have piano homework.
Oop.
Chris, you have an amendment project. Are you amending something or like writing about an amendment?
When I looked earlier, I read Adamant Project.
It really wants to be done.
Confused.
Like, if you don't finish me right now, I swear to God, I'm a project and I deserve better. I spent all this time doing this and I hate it, so that's fun.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's just this one part, so I'll just delete it forever and forget it happened. Oh, wrong color. No one look at my mistakes.
Everyone did.
Oh.
Not to add anxiety to quiet time, but everyone did.
My mistakes have been seen.
This is live.
Gasp.
The 15th Amendment. Amazing. Sorry, that sounded really mean. I'm just tired.
That's the one that gives possums the right to vote, isn't it?
No.
Sorry, you're right. That's the 14th.
That's the 14th. They got to that first.
They were like, listen, it's about time. Possum rights before gay rights.
I think possum rights was the First Amendment, actually.
Yeah,
they just don't tell you about that because it was in the margins.
Well, you know, the founding fathers were possums, so...
As we all know, the founding fathers were possums.
Yeah. It was weird. It
Who
really
might
was.
have died, but we're never sure.
We can't prove it, so... Y'all watch me make a color and then not use it, because I have fucking dumbass syndrome.
Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. That's...
Oh, that fucking sucks. Commit arson? For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Yike. Singular.
Single.
I hate that.
May I offer you a yike in this trying time? I want to send you a care package. I don't even know your address. I'm just going to mail it to somebody and hope it gets
Just
there.
write Megan on the front of it.
Megan and Nath, and they're like, I know who you mean.
Alright, I played enough of my own stuff. Time to play someone else's thing.
It was lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
I can't think of a name for this. Just name it parts.
Ooh, actually, do I still have the rain audio that is mine from when I did that thing?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, if this doesn't fucking go in the folder.
It's fun because you'll actually be able to hear it this time because it's like in the project. Hang on. Here's the thing. I made, for those of you that don't know, which is everyone. Chris, that's so upsetting, and I really wish you hadn't told me that because I didn't need to know that.
None of them are, so I don't know what you're speaking of.
Yeah, I mean, well, I wasn't gonna ask about that because even if anyone explained, I wouldn't get it. But like, I don't want to know really. You know what I mean? Anyway, point is, I made a I don't know. It's not really a remix. Whatever. I played a thing. I played a song. I'm so bad at this. I played the song I'm about to play. Wow, what an ad I'm making here. I was going to say I made like a remix kind of thing on my YouTube channel of the song I'm about to play. But what I ended up almost saying was, if you want to hear what I'm about to play but played better, I did it previously better.
No. Remember, you can never advertise worse than Link on Good Mythical Morning when he was supposed to advertise their podcast, and he just said, you might think it's boring, and then stop talking. And then that was just like, that was it. He was like, yeah. And then they were like, yeah, it might suck.
It might suck. I mean, at least they were being honest. Like, that's how I feel whenever I'm saying anything, too. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, the audio that you're listening to is actually going to be listening to is the rain sounds from that recording, but I'm going to play it myself because apparently that's how my brain works.
I like it.
Oh, wait, but I don't have the sample on this computer because it's not on this compute. Hang on. Look, I didn't ask for this.
Take your time. They'll just watch me fail at drawing a flower pot.
And before you say, but Kushen, this was your idea, we're not talking about that.
Everyone stop thinking. Stop it.
That thinking you were doing?
Put down the thinking goggles, I swear to God.
The thinking goggles? You have goggles for that?
Yeah, they go on your head. They're decorative. You never put them over your eyes.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, how can I say no?
To goggles.
To goggles.
Why did it come out that way? To goggles.
I hope... Man, I'm sorry, but I am having what the kids call cursed thoughts. Not like cursed. This is the wrong word. I'm just used to saying cursed because Silas is around frequently.
Mm-hmm. Silas is frequently here. It's kind of alarming.
It's
just invite him. He is here now.
But
no! Okay, sorry.
But anyway, what I was going to say is that I was thinking of... like the thought entered my mind of Megan like closing in an empty, deserted coffee shop, and just hearing only the audio of us from the stream, like over the coffee shop speakers. Like what? I hope I don't think that's happening, but like it could be happening, and that made me afraid. You know what I mean?
That's happening. Feel free to turn
like
us off.
If I was closing at the restaurant I used to work at, I could have played something over the speakers, and like. That's terrifying. Like the thought of, like for instance, if I were to say something like, "Oh, Megan's not even listening to what we're saying." It's okay. I don't know how long your thing's open for. Your shop, the coffee.
Megan says that is what's happening.
Oh wait, that is what's I misread what that. Oh no, John is feeling the uh-oh.
I want a recording of us, like just our stream being played and nothing else in a cathedral.
Caden got the vibe check and it was John is feeling the uh-oh.
Well, that doesn't bode well for my drawing.
Okay, let me see if this audio works. It does. I recorded this audio myself on the back porch. Oh. Okay, I fixed. Turn off the instruments that I don't want. Oh wait, but how am I going to do this? Because it's just going to play the song. But I wanted to play the song.
Can I commit that ghost crime? I can't.
It's okay. No one talk to me. I'm...
Don't worry, I won't.
I fixed it. Okay. I'm going to, as they say, song now.
Engage music. What is happening to you?
I made a mistake. Okay. Okay. So you might have heard that.
I didn't. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
What?
Sorry. I only deleted some of the piano that was already there, so it just started playing itself in the middle of me playing.
Oh, I thought it was dramatic. Like, it was different. I thought there was, like, another layer.
No, well, there was, because I was playing, and then suddenly it went, let me just play another thing. And I was like,
That's
no, no, no,
funny.
no, no. I mean, the funny thing is, I'm literally taking the audio I already recorded of this song out of this so that I can play it again.
That is so fucking funny. Oh my god.
If you want to hear this but better, it's on YouTube. I have a YouTube, and it's on there.
Because from my point of view,
Oh
the
my
piano got
god.
dramatic, and then it was like, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no, because I was like, no, I don't even know what part of the song this is supposed to be. I'm sorry, everyone. We're gonna start again. So, fun music facts that I like. And because you're here, you have to hear them.
Yeah.
Is that in the popular semi-popular video game, Undertale?
I've heard that.
Yeah, I feel like I've mentioned it at least as many times as we've spoken.
Know.
And in that said video game, this particular song, this particular thing, is for a certain character named Toriel. And you hear it in the game when you are having a little fight. And it is extremely similar to a theme of a different character who also likes puns but is much shorter, who she is friends with. For example, that.
Oh, I love that.
So much so that you can't even tell I was playing a different one. And I just think that's interesting.
It is interesting. For any and everyone in chat who's like, the window is misshapen. Don't worry, it's fine. We're working on it. Get it.
not to ruin the moment, but what is this? A text-based YouTube tutorial?
A tutorial. Thank you very much.
Well played.
I have charcoal. Fuck. Look how many brushes I have in my primary brushes. I am committing crimes. I'm actually not allowed to have any more. It is full. But I use them all. I don't like to have to go look for them. So I actually use all of these and then won't put them away. It's the same with my actual tools in real life. I won't put them away in case I need them. Because what if I need them, Crucian? What then?
I'm serious, when you just opened that notepad and just started typing, I was like, am I watching some 13-year-old try to teach me how to install a program right now? Because that's what it feels like. Have you never watched one of those? Have you never watched one of those?
I have not. Ooh,
it's usually when you're looking...
Let me use it.
It's usually when you're looking for something very specific and like only 2 videos exist on it, and they're by people who don't have microphones or something, so they just type in like what they want to say into a notepad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they did. They did. I never watched them. That's hilarious. I need to go find them at some point.
That's amazing news.
They probably forgot I still have backdoor access to their YouTube. I can find them. Anyway, sorry.
Committing family crimes.
Family-based crimes. Okay, anyway.
All the crimes
I'll probably forget anyway.
I forget everything. What were we talking about?
Don't you dare.
Cat.
I see you. She's threatening to jump on my keyboard.
Do it!
She's figured out it's a poor idea, I think.
I want to hear the sound.
I don't. It sounds like breaking.
Yeah!
You criminal. Tiny bastard. Is it so you could attempt?
This is so musical! Oh, by the way, good job. Oh, that was beautiful rendition of Clonk.
You little... I apologize, stream.
Oh,
for
crap.
everything that just happened. And it was
No, that was
all her fault.
Oh, I loved it. Wow, she's so talented.
Yes, you.
Give her an Oscar or whatever the thing is you get.
What else would I be... Who else would I be talking to? She's looking at me like, but you couldn't possibly mean me, father. I am
My
perfect.
cat has a one-up on you because she literally says, me!
True.
Fucking cat. My older cat, I was telling you this earlier, but we started, I got distracted because someone brought me Jello, but my oldest cat has, she loves to hunt birds, and you know how certain cats make that kind of chirping noise when they're hunting. So my cat goes "Ah, ah, 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 ah," at creatures. It's strange, it really is. But it's cute, it's cute. But it's springtime, so all the birds are back, and my cat has decided it's time for war. And so she sits on the windowsill all day, going, and we're like, yeah, are you gonna kill it? And it's funny because my mom thinks it's so cute, but effectively my cat is sitting there. She's like, I'm going to dismember your body and eat your organs. And my mom's like, she's so precious. But she's been being kind of weird, including that she's asleep on my bed actually. Yeah, you. She'll just sleep all day, and then in the middle of the night, like midnight, she will sit in the hallway and just make fight sounds and be like, "It is time. I am hunting." And we're like, "Hey, it's midnight. What are you hunting?" And then we're kind of afraid of what she's hunting because there's nothing there. So,
Okay.
ghost hunter, possibly.
So when she did that, by the way, when she jumped on the keyboard, she then jumped like onto my actual computer keyboard and deleted not only the instrument but all of the effects on the instrument individually.
How?
Not sure.
Baby criminal.
But I got them back.
Good. Evil.
Fortunately, she doesn't know about Control Z.
Oh my god.
Wait,
The
what?
day she discovers Control Z.
What is that? What am I playing?
A piano.
Thanks.
Sorry. I panicked.
Use an Apple to press Control Z. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh wait, I think I figured out what it is. Yep, that's what it is. Anyway, that's not what we're playing right now. Why do I keep playing that?
What is it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Shan.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not playing that. It's ingrained in my brain for some reason.
Is it the Shrek musical sound?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. That's
pretty
real?
sure.
Is that real?
It is real. Please don't watch it.
I won't.
Don't bring that upon yourself.
I wonder if I could play... I should learn to play All-Star on the piano to upset people. That would be fun.
Wow.
It would be commitment, really. What did you remember?
Is it that you got glasses? You did tell me that like not long ago, but you might have forgotten. Acting teacher, he was in the Shrek musical. I'm
That's
so sorry to
upsetting.
hear that. Tell him I'm sorry for his loss. No problem.
Actually, I should play the full thing. That would be fun. I'm so all over the place tonight. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
I played this one. I don't remember how. Really rusty on that one.
It's okay. I can't tell. It just sounds good.
Remember what it is?
I don't.
It's Chaos King from Deltarune. I am, as the kids say, bad. But I am planning on spending an entire paycheck of mine, basically, on a new keyboard very soon.
That's very exciting.
One that's larger and has weighted keys, because I'm not very good at this. I didn't realize until last stream how bad I am at actually just playing normally on this keyboard, because without the weighted keys, the timing is always off. Because because the T's snap back up like immediately, and then you're not used to it if you play piano on the piano. So
It's pronounced piano.
I suppose you're technically correct.
No, I'm not.
I know, that's why I said it. Piano. Piano.
Piano.
Piano.
Hi, oh no!
Piano. Oh boy. I feel like I should play a different instrument because people have just been hearing this one piano for like 70 hours.
Has it been
I'm
that
not
long?
exaggerating. I've never done that.
Shit, I gotta draw faster.
That's a long thread. Okay.
Motherfucker. Sorry.
Is it weird that I get, like, strangely sometimes when I play the music, like, it doesn't happen when I'm playing the game much, but, like, I do sometimes get, like, all sad about Portal characters when I'm playing the music.
No, I feel that.
Like, we're not going to talk about spoilers because Caden's here and Caden's going to play it on stream, but when a certain somebody song sounds like this, it makes me, like, way more sad than just playing the game. Do you know who that is?
I do.
Yeah. Wish I could play the Hades soundtrack on piano, but it's just so many instruments, and it's so fast.
Yeah, there's layers there.
It's a lot. Like, I think if I were to be fast enough, it would be like... That's a Meg, I think. Does that sound right? I think
Sounds right to me.
Never played this before again. Hey, I think I got it. No, that's wrong. It's close though. I like your drawing so far, by the way.
Thank you.
It looks very pretty. Oof, excuse me. Oh, wait. I got something I might be able to do from Hades. If I can find the notes. This is called Crucian Experiments with Something He's Never Played time.
I'm down.
No.
Ooh. That was wicked.
That's
Ooh.
There we go. Oh my god, did I find it instantly? I think I did. It's really loud though. Okay, I turned it down. No, cat, no.
Let her be musical.
Yeah. Might be the right key, but I'm not sure. Cat, I'm warning you. Stop.
She's so good.
Did you just... What did you just do?
I hear rain sounds.
What the hell? You just silenced everything. I hate you. I don't hate you, but you're driving me crazy. Please stop. Okay. All I was trying to do was play a music. There. Alright. That sounds wrong too. No. Oh, that might be it. No, hang on. No, that's wrong too. No. I'm trying to play Karen's Shop.
I can tell.
This sounds right to me. Hey, Ryan. Oh, the worm is yelling at me. Okay, I can do that. Thanks for stopping by. Play the keys, piano man. I know it's a song. Oh, I can't play that. It sounds really awkward. I'm not doing that. I return to piano. Doodle the arts pen holder.
No!
The worm demands creativity.
Does this suffice? Worm overlord. Again, what do my parents think I do?
How are your streams going, Ryan? I haven't caught any recently because they've all been while I'm working. This pleases Worm.
Worm is pleased.
still going, we can do a raid thing. Of course, I don't know if we will be. This one doesn't go nearly as long as our usual ones, but because my hands need to rest, because I will kill my wrists if I'm not careful.
I like that I'm adding detail to these flowers and you can't see it at all from out here.
Damn.
Maybe if I shade them. Like, you have to
I
zoom
know
in.
you said shade, but I heard shave.
Shave the flowers!
Maybe if I
Shave that!
I,
What would shaving a flower entail?
Good question.
I feel like it wouldn't work very well.
Like
trying to shave a rose petal.
We all know that I like Toby Fox and his creation of Undertale. However, I also take him as a cautionary tale because he played piano too much, and now he cannot play it very much because wrist problems. So I try my best to not do that. I mean, I already was on the radar for that anyway, but like now I'm extra on the radar for that.
But also, Toby Fox made Undertale.
He did. I don't know if you've heard of this game. It's
pretty niche.
It's very niche. I say that as a joke, but it kind of is.
Yeah, because like people did the thing with it where they were like, "This is really cool," and then people were like, "Kids like this, gross," and then just decided it was bad. So that was interesting.
Very true. Very true. That did happen.
I would say.
Exercise, self-care. Why do I think the worm sounds like papyrus?
I think the word does sound like papyrus.
Yeah.
There is a blog on Tumblr called Papyrus Suggestions, and it's just affirmations but yelled in papyrus.
That's hilarious.
It's very helpful.
I like how my papyrus voice is basically just helpful Skeletor, and yet it still feels like it makes sense.
Helpful Skeletor.
Yeah. If you've ever like looked at clips of Skeletor talking on the old cartoons, it's basically the exact same voice. I say old, they're not that old, but like, you know what I mean.
Back in the olden days.
Back in the olden days of semi-recently.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's be real, alright? So we were watching Series of Unfortunate Events last week, and I only just now realized that because of the subtitles, that the lyrics to the opening song say, "Ask any stable person if I should watch and they will say, look away," and not, "Ask a semi-stable person."
Wow.
That's what I was hearing.
Wish it was semi-stable.
I was hearing that the whole time. I thought the lyrics were, "Ask a semi-stable person should I watch and they will say, look away." Sorry, that means nothing to most people.
Oh my god, my cat. No! Please!
Is she murdering?
Violence is not the only option. When I don't let her out of my room when she wants to be out, she just starts attacking the chair that I found on the side of the road. It's a nice chair, I swear. Instead of just, like, getting my attention. Like, you know, the other cat meows or, like, pats my leg or, like, comes over to me or, like, scratches at the door. But no, this cat's like, what does he love the most? Besides me, of course. And then proceeds to attack it.
Father, so, I must scream.
Father, it's hunting time. I'm like, okay, go get him, champ.
Every time we talk about cats, I just remember all the cat memes, like, "No, jail for mother for 1,000 years.
That is what my cat thinks. Every day.
Why do I keep playing that song?
What is it? Tell me. Share your worst fears.
My worst fears aren't that complicated. My worst fears are most things. For some reason, I keep playing the ending song from Doki Doki Literature Club, and I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I haven't thought about that game in a very long time, and for some reason, I keep playing it.
I don't remember. Did we try to play that on stream or just for fun with each other?
We did not try to play it on stream.
It's so long. We tried to make Will play it, and he got through so little of it. And the music started making us go insane, and we had to actually stop playing.
I just keep playing it. I don't know why. I don't know how it entered my head. I haven't heard it in, like, centuries. Anyway.
Oh my god, Doki Doki Literature Club, old.
Will still hasn't finished that, I imagine, so...
Oh, definitely not.
Anyway, that's not what we're doing right now. That is the opposite of quiet time.
Save that for loud time, which is every other stream.
Loud time is every other stream except for Caden's.
Yeah, Caden's is like medium time.
Speaking of the opposite of quiet time, are you ready to voice Undyne on Thursday?
I'm so ready.
It's gonna be a lot of
Thursday.
I hate that.
I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Gross.
Disgusting.
Going to 2 separate doctors is great because you have to call them both whenever you're ill and be like, which one of you wants to help me today?
Amazing.
And they're all like, the other one.
The other one.
Like when your parent is like, go ask your other parent. You're like, I did already. Told me to ask you.
Thinking a lot about Atrium today. I don't think I'm gonna have time, but I kind of wanted to make a song for the Saturday's event.
You could just play All Star by Smash Mouth. It is an option.
It is technically an option. Oh my god, you've made me think about that song now, and that's your fault. I blame you.
Now.
Don't.
The quiet don't. Worth it.
Caden, that's correct. What the hell is a pentacle?
A pentacle?
What is that?
It's like okay. It's like a pentagram inside a circle.
Why?
Look.
Okay, look. It's fine.
No one saw me tab out, it's fine. Yes, that
Chris,
is Tumblr. I'm cursed child.
Chris, I don't know if I'd recommend it at the moment. Oh, you finished your project. Congratulations. Nice. Now you have a whole piece about the
I'm not going to spoil it. Doki Doki Literature Club is not what it seems. Okay?
I'm pretty sure most people know that, but in case they don't, like...
But Will didn't.
Will didn't,
he does
and
live under
still
a rock,
does.
like,
He
literally,
still
like
doesn't
Patrick
know.
Star.
I still think one day we should have a stream with heavy warnings on it, and we should just make him finish it.
Yeah, even if he complains, even if he has school the next day, we're just like, finish it!
Finish him.
Congrats, I've done 2/7 of the work. That's a very specific
That's so
measure.
specific.
Good on you. Like, oh, I know. Oh, I forgot you weren't responding to Caden. That was like harsh but fair.
Oh, I know you've only done 2/7 of it.
Oh my god.
I feel like I had something in mind to play, but I forgot it.
The Shire. Okay.
No. The song that plays when Legolas does a sick board slide down the stairs in that one scene.
Yes.
That's pretty easy. It sounds like this. If I play it right. Worm is empowered by the vibes. Worm is empowered by the vibes. My voice too.
I like that it's not powered, but it's empowered. So like he's feeling confident.
Owa, owa. Thank you, Ryan.
Owa, owa. Owa, owa. Do you think my doctor's gonna like look at me and be like, "Why is your throat so strained? What have you been doing?" And I'm like, "Ah!" He's like, "Oh God." It's like, so you're complaining that your vocal cords are weak, and I'm like, actually, they're stronger than ever. You wish you could owa this way.
Ryan, I'm sorry if I've already told you this, because my brain is empty. But I found the other day, I found that phone. That phone? I found that picture that I took with my phone of you wearing the anti-Pope hat. I feel like I did tell you this already.
What is an anti-Pope hat?
Oh, let me explain. It looks like the hat the Pope wears, except it has an upside down cross on it, and then that upside down cross is crossed out.
Perfect. I see no errors.
No, it's perfect. Anyway, I found it the other day and chuckled. So I feel like I did tell you that before.
That's humorous.
That was a really creepy way for you to say that.
If I don't make you deeply uncomfortable with my words, what's the point, really?
Valid.
Me drawing roses because they're the only flower I can consistently draw? I don't think so.
I told my old coworkers at the library I would become Pope. Well...
And did you?
I did. Congratulations. I'd probably like the Catholic Church far more if Ryan was in charge of it.
The dopest Pope.
I still wouldn't like it, but like it'd be better, you know?
I'd be like, acceptable.
Acceptable.
Why is it like a fucking Dalek?
What is?
I said that like a Dalek.
Oh.
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
How do I... Also, I really want to remember how to do my GLaDOS voice, because that's the only voice I can consistently do, except I can't consistently do it. You see my problem here.
My only consistency is inconsistency.
Yeah, literally. If my hip doesn't stop cracking so loudly, I think my leg's gonna fall off.
I heard that. Oh.
Yeah, like 16 times a day.
So, Evan, you know that whole court thing?
I do.
I now have to call on Friday nights between the
Were they,
hour, like after 6 to see if I have to go.
Wow.
So literally like an hour between D&D time, and it's just not gonna be fun.
Why are they like literally they want to ruin your life?
It's true.
Are you a fugitive?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Got it. I don't have liberties. Understood. Liberty? No.
Ooh, that's fun. Let's play her theme. See, the funny thing about me is that I play everything in tunes, so I don't remember what that was.
I relate so hard to that.
I know what that is. That's for anyone here who was there for that, which was no one. We used to stream Dungeons and Dragons like a year ago. This was Indra's theme, who was a fun character.
Oh, you're back, Willa. Here's the whole picture.
was something from Atrium, I think. It was like... It was like... That's not it. It was... What is that? What is that? God damn it. That's pretty funny, Panda. The song is called, this one's for Ryan. The song is called Last Watch Hold. It's from one of my older albums. Cool, Panda. I'm really having fun on there lately too. Normally I don't talk about Atrium on stream, but I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody in chat is either there or is allowed to be there, so I am fine talking about it. I don't want anyone to feel left out, but I think most of the people talking in chat are, if not all of them, are on there. So.
But if you do feel left out, suck it. I'm kidding.
Wow. Wow.
I have two brothers. I'm predisposed to being aggressive.
Evan, Kneecap, Steeler, Deltarune over here.
Listen, my middle name is Minecraft. My last name is me, and my second last name is Steeler. Thank you.
That's upsetting. Well, my name is Evan Minecraft and Steeler.
I thought you were telling me that's your name, and I was like, hey!
You can't have that name. That's mine.
I just made it up. I mean, it's been
rightfully stole that name.
Bro, I'm trying to harass the state of that I was born in.
Uh-huh.
I almost said the name of the state. It doesn't matter because I don't live there, but name of state I was born in, because they won't give me my birth certificate so I can change my name. They're notoriously shitty about name changes, and if I get them to okay it, it'll be valid in every other state. And the state I do live in's fine with it. They're like, yeah, you're like, you can totally change your name, but you have to get permission from those guys. And they're like, fuck you. And I'm like, oh.
I actually don't remember what state you're from originally, so I don't know which one you're talking about,
It's,
but I
you
can
know what?
guess.
Funnily enough, not even the state I say I'm from, because I say I'm from. I don't mind saying this because I have no connection you could ever track down to. I say I'm from New York, because I was there for. I not like. I haven't even lived there the most of my life, right? But it was the most formative years of my life that I lived there. I was born in a different state, and then we moved there when I was like baby, and so then I grew up there, and then in middle school we moved, and so then I lived where I live now, and they were all different states, and I'm fine where I live now, but I always say I'm from New York just because I have more tendencies to be like a New Yorker than where I was born.
I mean, you do threaten to steal people's kneecaps.
It's true. I am walking here, but you aren't.
Sorry, I didn't hear whatever you just said. Can you say it again?
I said I'm walking here, but you aren't.
Oh. Okay.
Hello, Cozy Domination.
Hello, Cozy
I'm gonna call you Cozy.
That's so true, though.
Mother, are you serious?
Yes, and we make jokes about that basically
what the
constantly.
What are you talking about?
That's the thing, we make jokes about literally every stream almost, so I'm amazed. Are you sure you've never been here before? I feel like you've been here before. If you...
Look,
or you just...
in the hospital.
You're so correct. I mean, we talk about John Mulaney all the time, and Evan does sound like John Mulaney. I think that's a compliment,
because I always feel like I sound like...
You do. I mean, you sound like John Mulaney.
Stereotype of an effeminate gay man. Because someone told me that once when I was starting tea, and it's not necessarily offensive, definitely not what I was hoping for. So that was a strange experience. That was a weird car ride. I was with a friend and her mother, and she was like, I have chosen to roast you.
I have chosen this time to say this.
The worst part is she wasn't even being transphobic, she was just being mean.
Great.
So I kind of feel like, you're a bitch. She was just like saying things that weren't necessarily offensive, but felt very offensive.
You've been in Caden's chat before. I felt like I'd seen your username before. But yes,
so
Evan...
are you another one of Caden's?
So this is Evan. Evan does sound like a teenage John Mulaney and has most of the energy of a teenage John Mulaney.
Mulaney.
I'm Krishan and I do not sound like John Mulaney, but I do say the things that he says a lot.
Yeah, it's a problem. Damn it. Yeah. Well, I was gonna be someone.
I have to say, you do sound like John Mulaney, but I feel like you have the energy of like Brian David Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm much more aggressive than John.
John
Mulaney he's very small and he has no money, so you can imagine the kind of stress that he's under. But I am very small and I have no money, so you can imagine this kind of stress I'm going to put you under.
You have specifically the energy of Brian David Gilbert in his How to Make Jorts video, which if you haven't seen it, I will show you after the stream.
Oh no.
It's an experience. Anyway.
Yeah, the things I am compared to, great, but like, wow. When I was a child, I wouldn't speak to anybody. I was very shy. I would hide behind everyone all the time. I would cry in social interactions, and now I'm John Mulaney, so suck it, ask me. I was also a girl, but that changed.
I would like, for some reason I thought you were going to be like, I used to not talk to anyone. I used to be this super antisocial person. Now I do that, but I'm taller. I was like, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I am taller.
You are so tall, it's absurd.
I know. I keep scaring people on Zoom calls when they're like, haha, it's so funny, we don't know everyone's height. And then I look awkward and they're like, how tall are you? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. And they're like, how tall are you? And I tell them and they get upset. Panda, I'm 5'11". Lily.
Well, I'm dead. That's it.
So glad that's coming back.
Man, I don't know what to play. Hang on. I'll just play this gold classic.
Caden, I just keep growing.
I'm sorry. Having known, I'm never gonna be over the mental image of Caden being shorter than Willa. I'm not able to handle that information. Sorry.
Terrifying.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, Please forest use / add permitted term twink.
Great. Should I play this again? I'm a sucker for the mystery of Dr. Gaster.
It really is what.
One of these days we're gonna do another video, Evan.
Oh, hell yeah.
I want to see a weird space gaster of yours. Yeah, Silas is a skyscraper.
Silas is the same place as upsetting. Will is also pretty tall. Compared to Silas, Will is not that surprisingly tall. He just is relatively tall for normal standards. That didn't make any sense. My point is, Will is tall. Silas is insanely tall.
Yeah. He tall.
And we're so proud. Gotta fit
And
all that crap somewhere.
proud and afraid.
And that's how you should feel about all your friends.
The reason you're all so short is because Evan's been stealing your inches one at a time.
Shh, what the fuck, dude? Fucking narc. Telling everybody. Nope.
That was a long one.
That's nice.
Thanks. Sorry, y'all. I got a little lost there. Wasn't paying attention. Silas is the skyscraper.
Can confirm. I've seen him, and he's a very tall building. Drop a penny off of him, could kill somebody.
You know the tower all the Teen Titans live in? Silas is that tall.
It's true. He's also always T-posing.
He is. He is also always T-posing. It's true.
Hot take: the tower is always T-posing. It has a choice.
Silas wants to present the most accurate image of himself.
Yeah, it's really important to him.
Silas is the Teen Titans tower? Well, I hope not.
He actually stars in the show.
You just never find out.
No, it's just he's a very private person. That's why he streams publicly online with us. What am I doing, you ask?
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Look at all the rows. Not like the person who's sometimes in chat, but like the flower.
Look at all that rose. Yeah, the flowers end up kind of cartoony, so I decided to make the background a little softer cartoon.
Method acting. Yeah, he's just method acting. As the Teen Titans tower.
We have to tell Silas to try method acting as the Teen Titans tower. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be good at it.
Man, I really need to edit together the League of Fools channel trailer at some point. I feel like I say that every week, but I never do it because I never have time.
Every week I'm like, I need to find those clips, and then I don't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't!
You're right, it's your fault. Let's do that.
True, it is my fault.
It's not actually your fault. I could be doing it.
What? Yes it is. Why would you say that?
Now I'm confused.
It's really hard for this to be my fault. Now you're depriving me.
Okay, sorry.
God, you're so rude accusing me of doing this.
So, okay. Now, listen, chat. You're not allowed to, like, make fun of me. But, you are. Please continue. But, you know how I was practicing the tarot cards for Dungeons & Dragons reasons? So that I would remember what some of them mean. The problem... Okay, here's the thing, chat. What I would have done is I would have taken the tarot cards that I bought because they were pretty looking, and I would have just made up my own meanings to things and done it like I usually do with D&D stuff, is just fly by the seat of my pants. The problem is that Evan knows about tarot cards, which means that I had to actually learn what they meant. And I've been meaning to anyway, so it was like, yeah, I have to actually know what they mean. Because otherwise this is going to be very infuriating for exactly one person. Maybe two people, I don't know.
The only thing that ticks me off when people read cards is when they get the death card and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna die!" And I'm like, "I don't
die."
Like...
That's so boring, anyway.
Continue.
But anyway, so I practiced with it today, and I was like, I'm really bad at coming up with questions, and so is Caden. So,
Begging Caden.
well, they were helping me practice with them, and we both could come up with. Anyway, point is. I did it today again to like try and do it again, and I'm sorry, Caden. And I the little booklet thing that came with the cards I got is very optimistic about what cards mean.
It really is.
So it doesn't feel realistic to me. So I instead, this time I looked up what the cards meant on like a site, right? And literally, I was asking, I mentioned this court thing earlier. Going to court is I have to go, like, be on jury duty, and it's super dangerous to do that right now because of COVID. But this country doesn't care. So, the point is, tarot cards exist to call people out. That's true.
Yeah, that's why they're there.
And I literally I drew and I was like, hey, I was like, I need to think of a question because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to interpret anything. So I was like, okay, am I gonna have to go to court this week? And I believe the final card the card I drew for the final outcome was the Nine of Swords.
Oh no.
And the art looks very like intimidating on the Nine of Swords. It's very cool, but it looks very intimidating. And I was like, huh. And I looked at my booklet, and it seemed like fairly positive about it. And I was like, that seems wrong based on what this art is, though. So I'm going to look it up. And it was like the top 3 meanings were like fear, anxiety, depression. And I was like, oh, well, I knew that. That wasn't like, that's not new information.
You're not special.
You're not special. Yeah. I was like, wait, you're telling me the final outcome of me maybe going to court is anxiety? Like, whether or not I go, that's definitely happening because I will be anxious every time. Anyway, it was really funny, and I was like, okay, well that's unhelpful as hell. If I was gonna listen to cards, that isn't helpful. All right, and I thought it was kind of funny that like, let me actually hang on. Let me get out these cards real quick because the booklet was like, the little booklet thing they had. It goes by like, it explains what the numbers mean and then it explains what the suits mean and then you have to like try and combine them. It doesn't actually tell you like what certain cards mean because they don't go into big detail.
Oh, what the fuck?
On the minors anyway.
That's super weird. Most of them have all of them in there.
That's kind of what I thought. Like, so I looked at this and it was like 9 means...
Even the wild unknown.
Literally 9 says integration, a return to self. And swords is like communication, mind and logic, planning, etc., right? That does not... Those are very different... That's a very different interpretation of Nine of Swords than...
I got my tarots. I have... You should...
All the other stuff.
You should Google these if you want to see pretty art. I have the Wild Unknown Tarot, which is really popular, very common. You can find it in like Barnes & Noble now because it's so pretty. But it's very simplistic. And then I have the less common, but very, very cool Ostara Tarot, which was made by 4 artists. And it's gorgeous. Like stunning fantasy art. It's amazing.
I really like the one I have as well.
Those booklets, you said it was the 9 of Swords?
Yeah. It was, I think it's supposed to be like more positive, but I'm like, but that's not, and also like for D&D reasons, that's just not that interesting.
Yeah. 9 of Swords, anxiety, guilt, depression.
Yeah. See, how was I supposed to get any of that out of that description? What the hell?
I was curious if my books matched up.
But the thing is, it's like, the funny thing is that they went with, like, the booklet explains, basically, about that kind of combination, not very much, right? But if I can find the card art, like, it definitely looks like that. I mean, they definitely made it look correctly bad.
Oh, that book is so nice. These are so mean.
Yeah, I bet they are.
The Wild Unknown is 9 of Swords, dark visions and anguish. An extremely dark card, the 9 of Swords reveals the deepest shadows of the self. It indicates insomnia, nightmares, and worries in the midnight hour. Often these states are accompanied by guilt, despair, or even depression. You're battling with yourself, so turn to others for help. Wow.
Amazing.
It's also, I think it's a rat eating eyeballs is the art.
Cool.
Like I said, beautiful deck.
The reason I was asking, and this actually leads into the other question I had earlier today. Chris, that's really funny. But anyway, so like I said, I was looking up what cards meant online because I felt like this book is lying to me. And it is. And I forgot that one of the suits in the normal tarot deck is the Pentacles. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't remember what the hell Pentacles means, and I could have looked it up, but I didn't. That's why I asked you earlier. Because in this deck, they replace Pentacles with coins.
Yeah, that's very common.
Okay, I didn't know that, if that was common or not. But yeah, they replaced it with coins, which makes more sense to me. Because Pentacles is a weird one.
I have 1 that's Pentacles and 2 that are coins.
But yeah, let me actually show you. I will put this in the League of Fools. I have a cat-themed deck. That's great.
That's so good. Guys, do you want me to do a stream sometime where I give you tarot readings? Because I will do that.
I mean,
aggressively, and I will call you out.
If you're going to do it, you should do it now. Because if we were to get like more people, that would be a problem.
Yeah, who wants a tarot reading?
Here, look. So you see what I mean about how it was being like super optimistic about like what the card meant, but then you look at the goddamn card. Look at this. This is what the Nine of Swords looks like in this deck, and it's very accurate to the meaning you just read. Look at this.
Looking for opening Discord. Sorry.
Like, look at that.
Let me in! Let me in! Oh my god.
See?
That's gorgeous, but also, wow, that's so upsetting to look at. No wonder. Who looked it up and was like, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, if you want if you want to ask me a question that you don't want to ask in chat, DM me, and I will answer the question without specifying what the question is. But if you want to just ask me a question in chat,
This deck is really cool.
I'll do it. Also, you can ask for a specific deck. I have 3 decks because I'm bougie and a bitch. I have a hereditary one because my mom's a witch and she gave it to me. And then I have, sometimes I'm like, my life is normal. I'm just John Mulaney, but a teenager. And then I'm like, yeah, my mom's a witch.
You're John Mulaney, but a witch. I mean, my mom's also a witch.
I remember being a child and my mom being like, now listen, I'm going to teach you about the magic of death. And being like, okay.
My mom is a hedge witch,
like,
though.
setting a banana on fire. But that had to do with, like, making the food. But it was very dramatic for me as a child.
My mom's like a hedge witch, though. She doesn't have cards. She has, like, scary botany and jewelry hanging from everywhere in the house.
I'm bad at jewelry, but I love scary botany. I'm done with this flower thing for now, so let me...
I actually do have, because that's I don't know. I have this thing where I get, like, nervous whenever I'm around, like... Okay, this is going to get into some strangely almost deep territory, but, like, for my entire life, I have had a weird relationship with religious people because I'm a homeschooler who is not religious, and everyone who ever meets anyone and they hear homeschooler, they think that you're super religious. Or at least they used to when I was a child. So I used to always be like kind of defensive about it. I'd be like, no, I'm not like those crazy people. Because most of the people that homeschool and do it for religious reasons are like really religious.
Right.
So sometimes that can be interesting. But anyway, the point is, I have a similar kind of weird thing with like other spirituality things, like these tarot cards. Like people that I'm always afraid when I'm talking about tarot cards that I'm going to meet somebody who treats them really seriously and I'm going to offend them for some reason.
Yeah,
I have that concern like a lot, and so anyway, that's a rant.
Yeah, it's weird being like a witch, but people are like, oh, hi, Ryan. People are, individual in their craft. Everyone is completely different. And so it's like, you're so concerned you're going to say something that's like not correct, or so you're going to say something and you've learned something, even if you're like, oh, like I would identify as a witch. I don't really call myself that just personally, but I do things that would make me a witch. Like tarot and candles and prayer and weird shit, and growing plants for poisonous reasons. But for legal reasons, that's a joke. But yeah, I usually... And would you fade out to a screen really quick so I can pull something up?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hang on.
Thank you. Yeah, you will learn something and then you're like, I don't want to say what I learned in case I'm wrong. Like, I must stay silent. Yeah! Worm it up. Yeah. Get it.
Ooh, that's cool, Evan.
You are welcome to fade back in now if you want to. I just didn't want to... the black edges were bothering me. I don't like it. It's not satisfying. Hi, Ryan. I'm giving people tarot readings because this is where this stream has gone.
Oh, like now? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because, ow, I broke my hand. It's fine. So basically, if you want one, you can DM me on Discord, or you can put it in chat. And if we're not friends on Discord, suck it. I'm kidding. Just say you have a question for me, and I'll read you or whatever. It's still piano, and this is an art, so who knows?
Up to you.
Yeah, I finished drawing anyway, so I might as well do this.
that's like it's like a.
It's like a craft.
Oh, this is Gioda's theme. That's what it is.
Murder. Sorry, I have incense. Oh, you know what, Willa? I'm sorry, I'm not explaining tarot readings well. So basically, so I'm going to explain some do's and don'ts of tarot reading. So number one, questions you can ask are pretty much anything that's not a yes or no question. I can't ask it yes or no questions because it doesn't have yes or no cards. It just has overarching themes. So if you have a yes or no question, like, I don't know, am I going to get married soon? It can't say yes or no. So you would ask, when am I going to get married? And like, am I going to marry so-and-so? They can't answer that. But wait, no. Who am I going to marry? You can ask that. So if you're like, if you have a question, it can't be yes or no. Most of the rules I have are in person, actually. Like, you can't touch my cards. You're not supposed to touch someone's cards when they're giving you a reading. That's good to know for other people. If you ever get one in person, don't touch the witch's cards because it's considered disrespectful and like a cleansing thing. Like, if you touch them, they're like not cleansed anymore. And so they have to do it again. Yeah, and there's not a lot, but that I can think of. I'll probably remember stuff halfway through that I'll be like, oh, just so you know. Yeah. Also, my Discord's being a little wonky, so sorry if my answers to you are laggy. Ooh, we have our first request. Yes. Grabby hands. Why are there no grabby hands emojis? Someone give me a grabby hand. Hand over your hands.
It might be hard to like have a still image of that and understand what it meant, though.
Like, there's gotta be like a sort of grabby. Ooh, okay, there's kind of a grabby hand emoji. There's like a hands out emoji. Ooh, I'm gonna take a photo of I wish I could show you my decks on camera. That's so sad, but I will take a photo and I'll send it to the team. So, one of them has shiny sides. It's really pretty. They're golden and they like reflect the light. It's really nice. Where's my lighter? I'm a poor boy, and I want fire. And if you don't want me to read your question, just say so. Read your question out loud. I will have to read your question myself. Guys, my lighter's gone. Did somebody eat my lighter?
It was me.
Kushan!
I drank all the lighter fluid.
Spit it out right now!
Sorry, I can't.
Damn it! Every time! This is like the 6th lighter! When will you be full?
No. No,
Jesus! That is all. Oh, my lighter was under my mouse pad, like where normal people keep it, of course.
What?
Don't ask too many questions.
Damn it. No.
They said it in chat, I had to read it.
Okay.
That sounded like a command. I just meant that is the action you have created. These are the boxes of my 2 decks. I have a 3rd one, but I'm not going to use it tonight because it's my family deck. It feels weird to use it on Twitch. Let me get out some cards. So I'm sending some images to the League of Fools chat.
I apologize for any weird audio, but I'm going to try and actually work on something I'm working on instead of playing stuff since Evan's doing talk.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I need to do this anyway.
I ran out of art to do, so now I'm derailing.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's quiet time. I don't care. I want to make this anyway, so while I'm pianoing, I feel like I should be doing something.
Oh, these cards are so pretty. Christian, you will literally love these cards.
I believe you.
There's especially... Hold on, let me hold up this one where you can see it.
Actually, no, I'm not. I can't work on something while we're talking. Never mind.
This is the Ostara deck that I'm sending. It's really, really pretty. I love it. It's... And, they usually say, like, 9 of cups, and there's 9 cups. But the art's pretty simple. These will be super detailed, but if you look, you can find all 9 of the cups in the background. And it's super cute. Or, like, it will be, like, 7 of coins, and it's like a raccoon carrying 7 coins to its family.
That's great. I have more, like, weird cards.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. The Wild Unknown, that's spookums. Yeah. So I'm just cleansing my decks really quick. Just give me 1 sec,
Oh, and they don't have, like, titles on them for the minor ones.
No, they just have the numbers, and then I love and hate decks like that because you have to guess. Sometimes it's not totally clear which house they are. And you're like, are you cups? Are you swords? Are you wands? Or the wands look like swords? And you're just like,
the wands
I guess.
Sometimes do look like swords, so yeah, that's hard.
Oh. I'm sitting here waiting for my camera to load and my phone is off. I tried to send 2 photos at once and Discord said my files are too powerful. Okay, so if you want, I sent them in chat. If you can't see in chat, the 2 decks are the Wild Unknown and the Ostara Tarot decks. You can Google them, but they're in the League of Fools chat, so you can choose if you care. And if you don't care, I'll just choose.
What's a fun tarot instrument I could play?
Ooh.
What about...
Dubstep? Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Bagpipes. Just for that?
Yes!
Just for that, I'm playing bagpipes.
Please. Yeah!
So much for quiet time.
Please play any of the songs you've been playing with the bagpipes.
It's still too loud. Hang on.
Yay, right.
Oh, it doesn't let me play multiple notes at a time with the bagpipe. It doesn't even let me play chords at all, okay?
Cry. I love it. It's beautiful.
Actually, I think I do know what is... I don't know why I have this association. Maybe it's because of carnivals, but I feel like tarot music would be accordion.
Oh. I love the accordion. I'm having a mental breakdown.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
No, it's perfect. But it's like the spicy kind, the good kind, you know? Kaden added a question mark to our quiet time after you started using the bagpipe. This is very series of unfortunate events.
They do use a lot of accordion in that show. It's true.
Which epic choice.
Oh wait, hang on a minute. I know how to play Count Olaf. Hang on. It's very short, but how is it again? Hang on. I don't even remember. I don't even remember how it goes now. Give me a minute.
No worries. While Krishan's thinking about that, I am ready to accept any questions, and I'll specify whose question I'm answering when I'm answering it if I get multiple. So you can either DM it to me or put it in chat, and I will answer your question. No yes or no questions, and if you don't know how to rephrase it into a non-yes or no question, ask it as a yes or no question, and I'll help you. Because I've gotten kind of good at it.
There we go.
I love it.
Do you want to read? Am I interrupting?
No, no one has sent me any questions. I'm just
I
shuffling
thought
my
you
cards.
I thought you said somebody had a taker already.
Someone sent me something, but then their computer died.
That's hilarious.
So I could have foretold of that event, but they didn't ask quick enough.
I actually have an accordion, a song with a lot of accordion on the Atrium album, which is funny because it's for a town that none of you have unlocked yet.
Nice.
It's for Dingy.
Panda, it's okay. It can be any question. If you want ideas for questions, if you're worried about like something that could happen in the future, you don't have to be super specific. You don't have to tell me like all about it, but you can say like, will this thing go well? Is relationship with, I'll need their name or at least the first letter of their first name going to be okay, even if it's just like a friendship. You can also ask like questions that you don't have any information on yet. Like you want to ask like, what's really fun? I love giving people year readings where I read how your 12 months are going to go. It is so fun, and each card is the overview of 1 month, and they've been, okay. So like, I'm a science tarot person, so I love tarot, but I also think it's highly psychological. So like, if you get cards, you're gonna believe that's how your month went for the most part, unless it's super different. But I think it actually can still be very helpful. And if there is any magic, mine are always very accurate. So whether it's psychology or magic, it's pretty fucking cool. So yes. So I've got one request to do the year tarot, so I would love to do that. Would you like a specific deck? I have 2. I like using the Ostara for, but I can use whichever one you like. I think it will be good. When it's 12 months, you got a lot of time to burn. So whichever you prefer. Okay, cool. I can use this.
Apologies.
Add another question mark. The shit out of me.
I apologize for that.
Oh, it was so funny. Fuck.
Sorry, this is just background music for the reading.
Thank you. Yeah, every time I draw a card, I say what it is. You pick a fitting music. It's like, bam, 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 bam. Death. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Happy with my memes.
No.
Perfect. I love the 3 question marks. Everyone's freaking out about the sound.
Look.
Okay.
I would apologize, but I'm not sorry.
I love that someone asked me to use the deck with the most raccoons in it. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna start with Panda, and because they asked first, and I'm gonna do their 12 years. So let me shuffle my deck really quick.
12
ASMR.
years. 12 years.
Did I say years?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh shit! If you want 12 years,
that's a hell
good
of
luck. Can you hear the cards? They're so satisfying. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm fucking dumb. Dumb witch syndrome. See, I had to make the dumb bitch syndrome joke enough times for it to come around.
That's really funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down the cards you get so that I can tell them to you later. Well, I'll tell them to you now, of course, but so that you can remember them. March. We're already 2 down. April. May. Was anyone else taught the season, like not the seasons, fucking months in a song, and now they can't remember the months without singing the song?
I just can't remember the months.
July, August, September, November, December. Radical. Okay, I'm ready to begin. Chris loved the dumb witch syndrome joke. Thank you for appreciating it. Okay, so the first question is how was I can ask. How about this? For the first 2 months that you missed, I'll ask what you should take from those months into the rest of the year. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the first 2 for January and February are Page of Cups, yes. The cup is only in the shadow, that's great. Ooh, and Ace of Wands, very cool. Okay, and I'll send some
That
photos
card
of-
keeps coming up for me.
Yeah, you know, that's a good thing, though. It's a good card. So, let me see here. Page of Cups will be January. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to receive paper cuts. And also take notes. Okay, so from January, the most important thing to take from January is emotion, embracing life, fresh outlooks, and creativity. So those were kind of the most important things as a takeaway. Youth entertains a group of foxes in this photo with like a shadow puppet. And the Page of Cups is the most childlike in the 78 usually. Page of Cups would encourage it would encourage emotion and taking full advantage of little things, and also kind of seeing things with a fresh outlook and understanding things in a new way. So it also includes like being nurturing to being a child, like being a little silly, as you can see in the art. They're doing a shadow puppet show for foxes, so it's a little silly, but they're having a good time. Also, they have a sick undercut. And the second card is the it is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands keywords are inspiration, power, creation, and potential. So, as you can see, a hand reaches through the flames to hold a wand made out of a budding tree branch in the air. It symbolizes action and inspiration. If you've drawn the Ace of Wands face up, which you did, that means that you should be excited about a new idea or project in the coming months that probably began in February. And let me see. Though there's fire burning around you, your hand is still emerging from it, so you should listen to your instincts and follow your intuition. It also says that the time for action is now. You are in a fire, so get good. And the details of the plan will reveal themselves in time, so throughout the rest of the year, interestingly. So that is Page... I'm an idiot. Of Cups and Ace of Wands. I haven't done my yearly reading. Bad witch things. Okay, now we're gonna do more months, doing them kind of like 3 at a time. I haven't done one in so long. I miss tarot readings, but I used to do them at cons for people. Although I loathe to do them because some people would just like grab the deck and I'd be like, I'm going to take your hands. Like, I'm going to feed them to my tarot deck. And if you never played used a tarot deck. They are very temperamental, I will say. They'll just straight up bitch slap you with information. It's a wild. Okay, so next is how are Willa's next month. So March, April, and May for Willa. Ooh, okay, this is super interesting. Okay. So you have the... Hold on, I can't read Roman numerals because I have done bitch syndrome. Hold on. I read them backwards because I can't use my eyes. Okay. Yeah, you have the 7 of Wands. Let me see, is this... Oh, that is also Wands. The 8 of Wands, reversed. And Strength. Oh, these are very interesting cards. I love reading for other people because I don't have to... No offense. I don't have to worry about what's going to happen to me. I don't have to think about my future. I just get to answer the question. Okay, so the 5 of Wands. Wait, not 5, 7 of Wands. Okay, so March, 7 Wands. April, 8 1. May, Strength. Lovely. Okay, so the 7 of Wands, its 4 keywords would be challenge, competition, perseverance, and success. So, and I'm sorry, I'm going to describe the cards because I'm only sending them to the person I'm reading. So, in this card, a girl sits in a sunbeam on top of a floating island above various other floating islands. This card is about maintaining your position on top while others strive to achieve the same success you have. So wherever you are right now, you need to not necessarily stay there forever, but be happy and content with at least this one part that you have now. So don't try to keep climbing up, and maybe aid other people as they're making the climb to the top. You also have to remember to rise to the challenge with clarity and confidence. Oh my god, to protect what you have achieved in this time. And that is for April. No, that's for March, sorry. April is the 8 of Wands reversed, which is interesting because if you don't know, reversed cards, which means they're upside down, have different meanings. And I'm reading towards me because you're not here. If you were here, the cards would be pointing at you, which means I would place them backwards to me, and that would change it. But I'm placing them towards me because you're not here. And the 8 of Wands keywords would be speed, action, movement, and swift change. So basically, 8 green-leafed wands emerge from the heart of a peregrine falcon, which epic. The 8 of Wands signifies freedom and space. You're unburdened by previous challenges, and you're full of energy for your activities. This card is about speed and endurance. You can expect to be very busy during this month and very efficient. You'll get a lot done, and you'll have a lot of energy. And this will be a pleasant feeling as you're enthusiastic. But when it's reversed, it is important to remember that it can signify significant delays. So you may start the month with significant energy and then hit a delay and feel like you're sort of falling backwards. But it is just an obstacle, and you might grow impatient, but you have to remember to be creative and find new and alternative ways to come over these challenges. You can't necessarily just keep doing the same thing going in a straight line. You will not get around the problem that way. And then, let's see, for May, you have Strength, which is one of the major arcana and is absolutely stunning card. So, super exciting. So, of course, Strength stands for strength, like heart, creativity, power, control. It depicts a young warrior woman standing with her dragon. It looks like they're very close friends, and holding her heart in front of her chest. Strength is a card of determination, but it's also a call to compassionate fortitude. Emotion can be considered a weakness, but in your case, it can also be a power. So it's important to use this energy that you have from your heart, your compassion, to conquer the fears you have in the world and relationships in your future, and use that to control your path. This month, though, will also be important to assert yourself in your relationships and at work. But if you don't have work, maybe just in your passion or your hobbies, or even in your family. But remember to use your emotions to steady your demeanor. Do not get overwhelmed by your emotions. Stay steady. And this month will help the world witness that inner strength of yours. Oh, yes. If I say interesting, it doesn't necessarily mean bad, by the way. It just means, like, I think the cards are very cool to read. Because some cards, like, some of us, we get the same cards over and over, and we're like, cool, okay, these again. So when I get to read for other people, you know, the answers are so different sometimes that I get to see new stuff. So the next question will be, will it's June, July, August, and September? No, just June, July, August, actually. September, November, December. June, July, August. June, July, August. Very, very interesting. In a good way, in a really good way. So you actually got strength for June. So that is 2 months where you will have strength. And yes, I shuffled like crazy. So that's really, really interesting that you got that, because there are 78 cards in a deck, and I shuffled it that entire time, which means that you still ended up with strength. And trust me, I get really annoying about shuffling because I don't like finding things over and over and feeling like I'm just bad at shuffling. So you got strength for June. For July, which is also incredibly interesting, from 2 readings ago, from 2 months ago, you got the 8 of Wands, but it is not reversed, which is really interesting. Which, you see, 8 Wands.
I actually have a question.
Yes.
Do you just shuffle cards and don't pay attention? Like, how do they end up reversed? How do you know when they're reversed? Are they actually just you shuffled them and didn't pay attention to which way they were facing up?
Yeah, so I shuffle them without looking at the front of the cards. You know, I look at the backs, so I don't see where they are. And the cards kind of get mixed up gradually through use. So, like, I personally, like, lay them out and just completely mix them up at the beginning when I use them. So, like, some are upside down, some aren't. And then I don't really pay attention to how I put them back in the deck. They might be upside down. It also is funny, some people, like, I have trouble with this. I can't explain how I draw the cards. I am a very tactile person. I don't know how to explain the movement I use, so I don't know when I'm drawing them if I'm drawing them the same way every time. But I think I'm drawing them similarly. It's hard to tell. What was I going to say? I remembered something that's fun to teach people. Oh, a really fun thing about... interesting is the scariest word you could use.
It is. It's
okay, I'll change. I'll use, like, fun or exciting. One interesting thing about tarot is it's believed that if your cards do 2 things. One, if you have a lot of resistance when you're trying to shuffle the deck that wasn't there before, it's trying to get you to really, like, power through to find a specific card. You're having trouble finding the card you need. And if a card falls out, you should not just put it back in. That card fell out on purpose, and it means something, so you should read it. Which is super interesting. So anyway, so you got strength for June, which is the same one I read literally right before. And, you know, means the same thing. So that's kind of interesting. You'll have 2 months of strength being really key and compassion being really key. But what's even more interesting is that you then got the 8 of Wands, but it's not reversed this time. So whatever block you were going through in April, by July, you have actually powered through that, and now you're on the track of action, of movement, of very swift change. So you're full of energy again for your activities. So whatever this block was, you did solve it in that time. And this will probably be a very busy month, but a very, very, very efficient one. So that's really exciting. Who knows, maybe it'll be your skating. Maybe you'll, like, have a skating frustration where you can't learn something. And then the next time you're like, you've got it all. That's really cool. And then August is the Lovers. I didn't send you this photo, I'm sorry. Which, you know, I know we all are like, ew, lovers. But one of the most beautiful cards. It's really, the art is nice. And so, of course, the Lovers stands for a lot of things, but the 4 keywords would be passion, love, teamwork, and commitment. And in the card, it's 2 people dancing together in this kind of lantern-lit room, lots of orange and red, and they're both wearing red makeup across their eyes. and they're surrounded by candles and lanterns. The Lovers card represents those things that we associate most with love, such as like partnership and commitment and passion. But this card is also about making choices. You know, the Lover would have you consider the many parts of each choice that you make in life, the same way you view your partner or your lover or whatever you love as more than just an object. You have to really think about everything they experience. And this card tells you to think about that and the choices you make for yourself as well, because self-compassion is also key to the card. It also means deep connection. So you might meet someone who you end up really connecting with, whether that's a friend or a partner or a family member who you just feel like you really have hit a new level of connection and empathy with that person. And it does also encourage you to examine your priorities and values and choose what is right for you, which is very interesting after the Eight of Wands, because that's telling you you'll have lots of efficiency and decisions and speed. And the Lovers kind of tells you to slow down and think a little bit more about what that means for you and what you want out of the experience. Sorry if I say a lot. I'm not making stuff up, but I am thinking of the words as I go. So that's very interesting. So your last 3 months, September, November, December, and from Glember, which is the 4th secret month. Don't worry, guys. I'll get to other people in just a minute. I don't rush reading still. Okay, last 3 months. Glember, yeah. Wow. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh, you got one of my favorite cards that is not just because I care deeply about Apollo. It is the Sun. Although his card is technically the Sun or the Chariot, which is very interesting historically. So your 3 cards are the One of Coins. I cannot wait to send you these. They're adorable. 1 coin. The Sun, which I adore and is beautiful. And like every deck I've ever gotten, the Sun is one of the most beautiful cards. And then you got 10 of coins. You're getting a lot of coins in these last 3 months, which is lots of wealth and very goodness. The vibes are explicit. Is that like...
Oh, I'm upset. It's not something I wanted to hear. You're fine.
Sorry my desk is so disgusting looking. It's very clean. It's just white paint, and I am an artist. So it's covered in marker and chipped. But I swear I cleaned my desk.
The stream has
okay.
become Evan reads tarot for people while I play with my kinetic metal set of sounds.
Absolutely stunning background. I wish you were there every time I did tarot reading. It is making the vibe impeccable.
The last sound was just fencing noises. This is furnace grates.
Love it. Okay, so the first coin, that's beautiful. Oh my god.
I love the metal sounds.
Oh my god. Also, when I'm done with these readings, I'm going to show you a card I love, which is the Devil, which it's the card itself fucking stunning. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, back to the thing I'm here to do. So your first card for September, which is my birthday month, is the One of Coins, an absolutely adorable little card. And so the keywords for this would be prosperity, positive change, hard work, and focus. You have had a very productive year. Wow. So in this art, it's a little field mouse in her garden, and she's holding a gigantic golden coin. She's looking forward out towards the rest of the lilacs and the flowers. This card signifies, of course, wealth and also inspiration. So it is a great sign of prosperity in the upcoming future. So there is some sort of change coming your way for the better. It's likely related to your existing goals. So this is you have had the most concise and track reading I have ever fucking done. Your months all intertwine together so well. Because all this time, it's like making decisions, learning what you want. This is saying, like, good changes are coming your way after all the hard work, which is really, really amazing. It may take time, and you may have to invest more energy into your current area of focus, whatever goal you have or whatever you're trying to do, as the following changes will bring a new breath of prosperity to your life. It says specifically. I remember this in the book to really stare at the garden, which I thought was interesting, and reflect on it, because they don't say that about any of the other cards, to my recollection. So, kind of thinking about your garden and what you want to grow there, and prosperity on the way in September. And then your next card for November is the Sun, which is another major arcana card, and a stunning one at that. Let me see. The Sun is gorgeous. So the Sun's 4 keywords would be victory, growth, luck, and success. And this card, for those listening, it depicts a warrior with dark skin and tattoos of sort of bands around her arm and then some sort of flames, wearing a skirt made of almost glowing see-through yellow feathers and golden armor with the insignias of the sun on it, with a glowing staff. She has wings and beautiful curly white hair. The Sun is a card of power and a card of good fortune, yet again. It represents a lot of positive attributes, specifically in your life, such as like enthusiasm, growth, victory. It also means that like you've planted your seeds of success and waited and made good choices for the growth, and now you get to reap the benefits. So all that you've been planting in this last year, even when it was difficult, is paying off in September and November. You get to rejoice, and all of your hard work has led to victory, and it's very close at hand. So that's really wonderful. And your last card for your last month of the year, December, is the 10 of coins. You've gotten lots of coins. I'm absolutely stunned by this reading. I'm having such a good time. You've gotten really interesting stuff, and I've written them all down, so I'll send them to you if you want to review them later, because I like to. It's very fun at the end of each month to go back and remember, oh, I have a thing, and read it and be like, huh. It's also fun to read it at the beginning of the month and say, this is kind of my intentions for the month, or this is a problem that I might run into. And I think that's the interesting thing about tarot, is even if it's completely psychological and where it's like a placebo thing, it lets us say, like, ooh, there's a problem that, like, the gods or the spirits or the magic or the earth is sending my way. And maybe that was a problem we just already had in our life that we weren't paying attention to, but something brought it to our attention, and now we are. So it's actually really hopeful. And so your final card is the 10 of coins, and the keywords for this are multitasking, responsibility, leadership, and being the provider. So in this, lots of little, not mermaids, because they're little babies, but they top half baby, bottom half octopus, gather around their father octopus. He's wearing beautiful glasses, and they're surrounded by lots of beautiful coral and, of course, 10 large coins. You can see that he's successfully juggling his responsibilities in this card. He is succeeding at holding all of his babies, who are up to lots of harmless mischief in this. It looks like they're kind of committing crimes, which relatable. This card alludes to fulfillment as a provider. So you're not providing for people in a way that leaves you feeling frustrated, overworked, like you're being held responsible for stuff that shouldn't be your problem. It's just in a comforting way. So whatever you're providing is something that you have that you're ready to share. And it also gives you something good in return. You may be the one playing this role of this card, but it also could represent a parental figure in your life that you're looking up to. So it could be a role model, a literal parent or guardian, older sibling, someone who is very much an important adult in your life. And so, Willa, that is your whole year. Honestly, this was such a good reading. You have gotten one card that could be perceived as negative. So you're doing great. You got, just to remind you, I'll send you the image, but you got Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, reverse, Strength, Eight of Wands, not reverse, Lover, for one of the Ace of Coins, the Sun, and 10 of Coins, and that is just so good, like amazing. So, yeah, thank you for asking me to do that. I love your readings, and I will make sure to send that to you. Awesome. And now I have to move on to the next person, whose question I'm going to read, but not out loud, really quickly. Aw, thank you. You're so nice. Okay, I'm gonna send you a worm and also a heart, because I want to let you know that I'm reading yours. So, the person who I just messaged, I'm gonna read your question. That was beautiful. but also terrifying.
I keep forgetting to turn the volume down on each individual sound.
It's so funny that you have to turn each one down and not like a master control.
Well, I could be smarter about this, and I could, but I wasn't.
This is a very well phrased question. Good job. Okay, so person who I just sent. Ooh, you're offline. I hope you're still. Oh, you're offline on Discord, so I hope you're still online on Twitch. But I'm gonna read your card, and I will leave your cards in chat, in our chat right away. Okay, so let me shuffle for your question. Also, I'm doing 3 card reading for this one, just because it's kind of a big question. You can do, that's another thing. You can do a lot of different types of readings. So like I just did with the 12, that was 12 different cards. And I drew them in 3s because I have a tiny desk. But there's actually 78 card, which is every card in the deck readings, which is super interesting. They're a lot though. But commonly you'll see 1, 2, and 3 sets. Okay, very interesting. So let me flip this page so I can take notes about what you got so that I can tell you. Oh wow, your card's absolutely beautiful. Ooh, and I got rid of that glare so you can see the cards properly now. Awesome. So your 3 cards for this question are the 2 of Cups, the Moon, and the King of Wands. I'm going to send you the image so you can see them now. Really stunning cards. Okay, let's get started with the 2 of Cups. The Chariot in this deck is not as pretty. No offense, Chariot. Don't get mad at me. Yes. Okay, so you actually got the 2 of Cups, but reversed. So let me write your put them down really quick. Yeah, the deck is so pretty. Got Moon and King Wands. Okay. So these 3 things matter the most in relation to your question. So these are the 3 aspects of things that you should know about what you asked. So the 2 of Cups reversed. The 2 of Cups normally signifies partnership, romance, nurture, and respect. So when reversed, and also the depiction is 2 birds, I think crows, holding each other inside their nest. They have beautiful little lanterns hanging above them, shaped like the moon and stars, and they have 2 cups of tea that are bubbling next to them. So reversed is often a sign of breakdown in communication, or a signal that you're not necessarily being honest with yourself about your feelings. So you may not even be able to be honest with the people you're talking to, because you're not ready to process your own feelings, or you haven't taken the time to respect your needs and your feelings. And while it's important to think about how you're affecting other people, you have to remember to care for yourself, because you can only give other people so much before you have nothing left to give to yourself. So it's really important to look inside of yourself and oh my fucking god!
You're forgiving. I'm so sorry.
It's not even that it was the other one took on like surprising but not scary. That was terrifying. Oh my god.
I will.
Hannah, it's fine that you have to go. I hope you have a wonderful night.
I'm so sorry.
Drink water. Scary. Oh. If anyone needed a little reminder to stay awake, now you're awake. Anyway, well, have a good night. What a calming sound when played lower. Oh, Ryan, there's a ladybug. Okay, to the reading. So it's important to remember to communicate with others, and don't close yourself off to healing activities for yourself. It's important to take some time about you. The second part of this answer is the moon, which is another major arcana and very stunning. So the moon Its 4 keywords would be subconscious, or the subconscious, doubt, guidance, and illusion. In this, a woman stands before a crescent moon, and you can see shadows of her dancing in the background. And you can see a sky full of stars. She's wearing blue robes and has blue hair and a staff with a little bow on it. The moon is a card that specifically draws on the subconscious, and it urges you to look to your shadow of yourselves for guidance. And that specifically means, like, who are you when you're not being you for anyone else? What do you think about that you don't even seem to realize you're thinking about? What's important to you in that way? Also, what is scaring you that way? What anxieties are you holding you don't even realize you're holding? Are you feeling lost? Are you feeling uncertain? You can call upon your dreams and intuition with this card to guide the way, but don't play into the hands of your darkest fears or fantasies. They'll only lead you astray. Don't let yourself read into these fears and say, I understand them, they must be happening. Read them and say, this is a fear and it's irrational, and I need to understand why. Or this is a fear and it's rational. What can I do to prevent this from affecting me? Not prevent it from affecting me, but make myself in a safe situation, separate myself from whatever the thing that's causing me stress or harm is. So yes, that's the moon. And the moon will be offering you guidance during this time. So don't forget, even if you don't believe the moon is anything but just a rock, just look at it sometimes and just be like, thanks, dude. And then the last card is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a really beautiful card of a glowing elk, its antlers glowing and wearing a crown. And you can see it sitting in this kind of field with lots of little plants and a glowing orange background, and little sigils and spells all throughout the scenery. The card suggests being a natural-born leader. It suggests vision, entrepreneurship, and honor. In this, as the king stag rests in the meadow, you can see he has a wand growing, and it's green and it's growing with life, and his crown is lighting the way before him. The King of Wands represents pure fire energy. The wands are the house of fire, and this is the purest form. So unlike other wand cards, the king doesn't pursue specific aspirations, but he sort of seeks to change the world to match his vision. So instead of reading the card and following that, this card is helping you follow what you already know, or what you already want. So he excels at leading others to do the work for him through encouragement and influence. So this is a time where it's important to not do the work alone, to encourage people to be assertive, but also kind when saying, I need to delegate, whether that's in relationships and saying, I mean, obviously, I don't think this is applicable for you, but like if it was something like, I need you to do the dishes today, spouse, would that be okay? Like, that's something you can delegate. You can also delegate bigger things, and this includes friendships and groups where you can say, like, this is weighing on me and I need more help. Or even like a little fun task where you're like, I'm dealing with this thing and I'm busy. Can you do it? Yes. But he does warn against arrogance or aggression in the pursuit of your goals. So it's vital that you do not consider yourself higher than others. You are a guide, not a king. So he is the king of wands. And it's important to remember not to be aggressive if you do not see it going the way you want to. And it's important to remember to consider what others share with you and their ideas. And, you know, the whole card is overarchingly accepting help when you need it. So if someone's offering you help and it's safe to take it from them, then don't say like, oh, I should do it alone. I'll be fine. Accept the help because you do need it. And it's okay to ask for help and then receive it. So that is your whole reading. If you have any follow-up questions, you can message them to me and I'll get to them right after someone else's question. But I will also send you the text of what cards you got really quickly. And I will say if it's reversed, which none of them were, just so you know. Cups. And remember, if you have a question, you don't have to know me. If you have a question, just ask, and I will answer it. And you can be as vague as you want to, as long as it's kind of got a point. King of Wands. Awesome. I have one more question now. And also, if you've already asked a question, you can ask a question. I'm not going to be bothered at all. Okay, awesome. We got another question about... I love when people come back and they're like, that was so accurate. I'm upset. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Trust me. Tarot decks are here to call you out. Again, whether it's psychological and you just needed someone to tell you what you already know, or it's really something out there saying, listen up, I've been watching you, and I'm pissed. It's very intense to read them because you'll just get called out so hard. And personally, man, sometime I'm just gonna do a stream and talk only about my understanding of religion, because I keep adding like more information about how I think about it. Because when I say, like, if I say the phrase, I worship Hellenic gods, which includes like Greek gods like Apollo. Like, I think people have a vision of what that means. It's so hard to just say that and then not explain more. Because I have very, very intricate views of religion that are tied to science, and I don't know how to explain them all without taking forever. But anyway, I do like kind of commune with Apollo through tarot, and I swear to God, if I don't talk to him for a while and then I do like a reading where I'm contacting him and just talking to him, he is so bratty. He's mad at me. He's like, you are evil and you're a bitch and you hate me. And I'm like, I know. No, I'm kidding. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to abandon you. I just I'm going to college and I'm busy and I'm tired. And he's like, I would like a gift. And I'm like, okay, have a flower. And he's like, I'm in a better mood now, but I hate you. And it takes like 20 minutes for me to get good cards out of the reading because he'll just be pissy. So yeah. So Kaden asked how their June is gonna go and to use the deck with the most raccoons, which is this deck. So if you're still around, would you like a more detailed multiple card reading or one card for June? Because I can give you one overarching card, but since it's 1 month, I'm happy to do like just a few cards and be like, yeah, your June will hold all of these things. I'm also happy to do more months or seasons or whatever you prefer, because yeah, I'm very, very happy to help.
Also, I should probably go eat soon, so...
Oh my god, yeah, I'll do this and then we'll be done, don't worry.
I'm fine either way. I'm just making sure, you know... We usually don't go this long either, so I wasn't planning on it.
I got energized by the thing I never talk about, sorry.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Multi-card, baby! Yes, we'll do 3. Okay. Won't take long. Whoa, that's epic. Ooh, Kaden, you got one with a frog on it.
Amazing.
I knew this would happen. You got absolutely gorgeous cards. Okay. So, also, by the way, if I give you a reading and it comes off negative, 2 things. 1, no, I did not make your reading negative. I don't think any of you would think that, but some people get pissy and they're like, you're doing something pissy. Your reading was just negative. Sorry. But also, there's always a silver lining to a card unless it's like Six of Swords. So it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Also, if your card is something where you're like, there are cards that are like heartbreak, that doesn't mean you're going to get broken up with or whatever. Don't take it too seriously because you're going to stab yourself in the back by being a lot. But this isn't for anyone specific. I'm just throwing in tarot tips as I remember them. Yes, so Kaden, those are your cards. There is a frog on the last one. So you got the... Can I read? Yes. The 5 of wands. Beautiful. The 3 of swords. Those are daggers, though. And the 3 of rings. Oh my gosh, you guys, we haven't... No, wait, those are cups. Are those cups or rings? Are they see-through, or are they filled with water?
Well,
those are cups. I'm so sorry.
Is rings a suit?
No, I'm mixing up the other deck I have where rings is a thing. It's not. I'm thinking of because they replaced that one as rings and not coins and not headphones. Don't listen to me. My suits are a mess. Okay. So yes, the Four of Wands. We've got lots and lots of wands today, but none of them have been the same, which is pretty impressive. Lovely. So, your June. The three overarching themes of your June, and some may be specific to specific times. The Five of Wands signifies public recognition, victory, progress, and self-confidence. So in this art, a woman appears wearing the head of a fish as like a hat, but it looks great, trust me. And she's joyously hailed as the queen of the fish. They're all swimming around her and kind of celebrating her. This card, as the word suggests, is about success and victory and public recognition. This is you achieving your goals and being recognized for those efforts. Although you have had to overcome challenges along the way that probably made this very difficult, you're still focused on what really matters. And you can hold your head high now, for you're worthy of the attention and the praise that you're receiving. Though you may not feel it, this is something you deserve. It's not just happenstance. At the same time as this, it's important to guard against arrogance and self-importance, which I doubt Kaden will have trouble with. Kaden, you need to be more arrogant. Yeah. Just important to remember that you get praise, but you're not the best person in the world. Again, Kaden, you need to remember that you're the best person in the world. And your own successes do not diminish that of others. And it's best to promote your own happiness by helping promote the happiness of others as well. So, yeah, that is insane. What was that? What instrument is that?
Calling it an instrument is generous.
Yeah. What sound is that?
Cutlery.
That's amazing. Your second card is the first suit of swords we've had. We haven't had one yet, which is the Three of Swords. And this is gonna sound bad. It's gonna sound bad, but it's okay. Three of Swords. It's gonna sound bad. Three of Swords stands for betrayal, heartbreak, grief, and hard lessons. Okay? And in this image, three blades pierce a heart carved into a tree wound with ivy. And oh my god, there's a frog in this one too. I didn't even realize. Caden, you got 2 frogs. You got, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 7 frogs. The fuck? Okay. Also, these are like the only cards with frogs. Anyway, let me get back to the thing. You're probably very curious. So, a small frog is clinging to the surface of the tree and is relishing the rain. This card usually describes a kind of intense heartbreak that can block out all reasoning. So, whether it stems from loss or betrayal or rejection, the suffering often seems to have no end or higher purpose.
Great.
But it can often be a catalyst for growth. So, considering the downpour in this card and the role it plays in the forest's constant renewal, though the heart has been carved in the tree and then it's been stabbed into the tree, it's still growing through that. And so this heartbreak may seem like it may last for a day, it may last the whole month, and it may seem like it's pointless, but it is not, and it will help you grow through something. And although some hardships call for stoicism, is that the word I'm thinking of? Being stoic? Yeah. And a degree of detachment, this card specifically tells you to be more cathartic in moments of an emotion. So do not hold it all in. Go talk to yourself about it, talk to other people about it. Just be more honest with how you're feeling. And then the last card is another 3, which is really interesting. The fun tarot fact time. The numbers, the house, and the what was I thinking of? The number and the house both correspond to something, like an element or an overarching theme. So 3s, no matter what house they're in, always correspond to one similarity. And it's very interesting. The last one is 3 of Cups. Find that one. There it was. Okay. So what?
I got a fantastic sound to end on.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, I gotta go quick. Oh, gotta go fast. Okay. The last card for your June is the 3 of Cups reversed. So the 3 of Cups represents friendship, support, compassion, and social energy. And in this, 3 sort of mer women soaked together amongst frogs, the best way. And the 3 of Cups is a card of friendship and support, so it's important to spend time with those around you who keep you afloat. But in reverse, it also reminds you that if there are ever times where you may be feeling trapped and suffocated by group dynamics, it's important to communicate. You may have lost contact with a group that you once considered very important to you, which should not be shocking during COVID. Evaluate what will be best for your mental health, whether that's reconnecting with that group or moving on from the loss of that group and accepting that what you had together at that time was very important, but you've moved on to new areas in your life. But it also may be important to reconnect. It's really up to you. And don't be afraid to leave behind the group that's stifling you. If there is a group that's stifling you, I don't think it's us, but if it is us, sorry, fam. But if there's a group that's stifling you, whether it's in your personal life, like, a man, name somebody, or a person, or a group, a class, who knows? Don't be afraid to leave that behind. It's not going to have major consequences for you. It's just a part of your life. And that is the 3 parts and the final reading. So thank you, everybody who hung out, because I know we went from art and music to chatty music to tarot and music. The one consistency has been music. Thank you, Kaden. I'm glad we're not negatively affecting your life. I have been poisoning you, but it's fine. That's a private matter for us to talk about later in our lobster marriage. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry if you got kind of weird. I don't know if this was a great time for me to do this, but I was having fun, so I hope everyone else was too. And maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I'll do a stream where I read and steal Krishen's music to play the background. Who knows? So thank you everybody for hanging out. Krishen, do you want to play us out dramatically?
This sound is called Knife Attack Piano.
Oh my god.
It's the one I've been playing this whole time.
I love it. That's all I've ever wanted.
I'm just playing Count Olaf's theme over and over.
It's so good. It's very fitting tarot music because you can play with instruments that sound positive or negative. Alright, if you want to follow up reading in private, just let me know.
That was fun. We will
be
back. Well, we won't. We will be on Kaden's
channel tomorrow. Flee the Forest, who's in chat right now. He's right here. Look at the man. He got a lot of frogs. Just gave him tarot reading. Frog time.
Him. He doesn't want to.
I'm going fair. Sorry. He is streaming Undertale, and we're gonna be there as buds to voice act for the characters because we do that shit. I'm so excited to voice act for Undyne. If you haven't seen any Undertale before, it's super cool, but it has some spoilers tomorrow.
It may
so
be
that's
a
not
bad time to jump in if you've never.
But like the worm fades in through the magic of tarot, you can fade in through Undertale. I don't know what that means, but do it. Yeah. So make sure to come hang out for that. It's going to be super duper fun. And thank you, Kaden, for spooking everyone in chat with your spooky worms. Yeah. So come back tomorrow and come back. No, don't come back that day. I was about to say, because we're not doing anything today. Never mind. Come back on Tuesday, Thursdays, and then Tuesdays, and we'll be hanging. And yeah, maybe next week we'll do this again. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. Drink your water, eat your food, eat your meds, take your water, drink your meds.
Bye-bye.